How to achieve awareness? What even is awareness? Awareness is a state of being when you are fully present with yourself, with your thoughts, with your emotions, and with your behaviors. When you are fully aware of all of these, you can achieve awareness, which will lead to enlightenment. What does that mean? Enlightenment. Enlightenment is when someone or something is so fully presently and aware of the present moment that it's no longer being held up or detached to certain emotions or feelings that he had in the past. All he has is right here and right now. And when you have only this moment, everything that have ever happened doesn't matter anymore, because you have only this moment, not that moment or not this moment that will be in the future. You have the present moment. That's when you come true to your true self, which is a state of resting being. When you are in that state, everything that comes and goes doesn't bother you, irritate you, or making any kind of negative emotion out of you, because in the present moment you are so focused and unfocused at the same time that everything just flows. And when everything just flows, life gets easier and easier and better. So how to achieve, or how to get, or how to behave so presently, so aware at that moment? You must be fully focused and fully unfocused of what's happening inside of you and in your surroundings. For example, let's say you are washing the dishes, or you are taking your dog for a walk. Either of those things, something on the outside can make you a trigger for you, as well something on the inside of you can make a trigger for you. So let's say you're out with your dog, it's a nice day, everything is fine, you're feeling fantastic. Then all of a sudden comes down pouring rain, make your expensive suit wet, ruins your suit, your dog starts whining because of the rain, and you're 5 kilometers away from home. You have a lot of options how to react in that state. But what an aware person will do, a person that wants none of the suffering and none of the attachment to things, is he would say, okay, I didn't know the rain would come. If I knew, I wouldn't go out with my expensive suit, nor I would take my dog for a walk. I would wait for the rain to pass, and then I will do those things. So what you can do in that moment is either react or be aware. You can be aware of what's happened, or sorry, of what's happening, or you can be reactive to what is happening. So if you want to feel better, to be aware, to be enlightened, you want not to react to those outside circumstances as much. You want to be able to be fully present, solve the problem that you have at that moment, which is maybe taking the bus home or calling for a friend to pick you up. It doesn't matter. Just find a solution that is nice, easy, comfortable, and good for your well-being overall. But let's say something happened on the inside of you which made you react. Let's take the same scenario. You're out with your dog for a walk with your expensive suit on. You're feeling fantastic. It's a great day. Everything is sunny and nice. People are smiling. But all of a sudden, you get a phone call from your friend that says either he died or his mother. We don't need to be super exaggerative, but let's say your friend died. Now that's a very, very hard thing to process, especially when you're feeling so good and everything seems to going so well. But what do you do at that moment which can make your future not as bad from that state that or that thing that you just heard of? Of course you will cry, that's natural. Of course there will be grief and suffering. But the question is, how long will you continue to feel that way because of an outside circumstance? You have the choice of what's happening on the outside to how it's impacting you on the inside. But let's say something happened on the inside. You have some kind of injury or sickness. Maybe it's chronic or maybe it's temporary. What do you do with that? Does that sickness control you? Does it control how you feel? Maybe you have a broken ankle or cancer, or you have heart problems. But what do you do in that moment? Do you choose to let the illness control you and make you suffer? Or do you choose to find ways to heal and cure yourself? First from the inside, then the body will follow. When we heal our inside, our mental state, our well-being, anything and everything that we have problem in our body will soon pass. Why? Because our state of thoughts that we have in certain moments, in certain situations, they are basically determining how your future will look like and how you feel in the present moment. So, what you want to do is to go inward. To go so inward, so deep, so into yourself, so aware of yourself, that you are no longer bound to suffering and misery and victimization. Because you decide how you feel at every second and every millisecond of the day. That's the flow of life. That's how you connect to the present moment and change how you feel about certain things and certain acts or circumstances that happen in your life. What you truly value, what you are aware of, where do you put your compassion and love? Where do you put your anger and fear towards? Any of these emotions and feelings have a price, a cost, and have a direct impact on our future and our present self. Because what we have is basically only our present self. So if we are constantly being dragged by the past or constantly being fearful of the future, we are not present, thus we are not aware. And when that moment comes, when you are not aware, you will be unaware of what's happening in your life. You will not understand a lot of things that comes towards your life because you can't see or feel how you are feeling. So you must come to the realization that only in the present moment you can be aware of yourself, and only in the present moment you can achieve what you want to feel. You want to feel gratitude, forgiveness, love, compassion, acceptance, all of those feelings and behaviors that you can direct towards yourself or towards life will impact how your life feel and be. That's the moment when you connect yourself to yourself and become aware